I don't even know where to begin. This year was just a indulgent year when it came to buying things. I've probably been buying things since June, or when they did the 18-month release, you know, the spring release. So I mean, that's probably before June, but I don't know what I'm going to do with all these. Honestly, like I went through them the other day and I have my little notes. You see all my notes on here. And I truthfully just don't know what I'm going to do. I have these printables that I made. They are in my Etsy shop. And I know I want to use these. I printed these at 90% so that they could fit into, hopefully they can fit into a classic planner. But these are some book trackers that I wanted to use. They all have different little decorations, all kind of vintage. But the headphones, the phone, cameras, you know, little things like that. Then I have my mood tracker that I made. It's kind of like, let's just say the overall key that I'll be using. Because I have one this year that I made for myself. And that's in my current planner, which, you know. Then I did, that was, okay, hold on. This was one printable that I did. All 3 sheets are included, so you can decide on which one you want. And then these 2 are mood tracker printables listing. They're both included in the listing. So this one has these as the key. And then I did a blank one because I was like, okay, what if people want to make up their own kind of moods or whatever? Like, y'all don't like these, so maybe you want to be more detailed or less detailed. I don't know. And then I thought this could be if you want to track something else, like your steps, your water intake, any exercise. Like originally I was thinking for steps, if you did like, what is it? Well, I know 10,000 is the recommended, depending on, well, I don't know. But anyway, like if you do 0 to 3,000 steps, that could be one thing. And then 3,000 to 5,000, or, you know, 5 to 7, or however you want to break it down. If you do way more than that, if you're a runner, you could do the miles, or you're walking, jogging. However, I figured, you know, you could use the key to make up your own thing and then pick the colors. You know, water intake, like 2 cups of water. I know a lot of people probably don't drink that much water. I drink a lot of water myself. So those are just examples of what you could use the blank one for if you didn't want to use it as a mood tracker. You can just, you know, cover this part up, white out, or put another sticker and then fill in exactly what you're going to use it for. Then I made this one. So this is the monthly outlook that I made for myself, but it's also in the shop, in my shop, so that, you know, the end of the month or beginning of the month, however you or I set our months up, it's just a general thing of what we want, of what I want to focus on. Let me speak for myself, of what I want to focus on, the main things that I have planned for the month or what I need to focus on, you know, and then my general to-do list. You know what I mean? Like if I need to order products for my shop, or if I need to design things or whatever, just like general outlook for that. And then I included down here appointments and deadlines and birthdays. But, you know, if you don't want to track birthdays, you could always, for me, it's for business, but, you know, I could just wipe this part out and then carry it over, you know. Then I did a general book tracker, which I probably will start with, because sometimes, like this year, I forget a lot to go and update my book tracker, or, you know, I color it in and all that stuff. So I figured this could be a simple, easy way that I can just write it. And I put, you know, title, author, and then date. So it could be when you start or when you finish. Probably when you finish. Or you could do both dates. You know, if you write small, you could fill in both dates there. Like if I do 1-15, you know, and then put the rating in here. And then later on, when I have more time, I can transfer it over to these book trackers. This was the first book tracker I made earlier in the year. It's bigger. These I printed at 100%, if you haven't noticed that these are a lot smaller. These have 60 books, by the way. That's what this sticky note is. These have 60 books that you can track if you know, have your goals and stuff. So this one I printed at 90. I should have printed these smaller, but I was also doing test prints, so I just printed them at 100%. So these 2, it's kind of like you get double the shelves if you read more. So that's that one, and it's 2 pages included. Then I did these 2 pages, which are 25 goals for 2025 or a bucket list. These are exactly 25. So there's 40 on this one if you just want, you know, a bucket list thing that you want to start. Maybe not just for 25, but knowing you started this bucket list in 25, you know, you can write down what you want. And then this one is specifically for 25 goals that you want to do. And these are both included in that. So I got to figure out, I started making my own list of the goals that I want to use, or I want to do for next year. And they're not like, they can be big goals or little goals, whatever. Like I know one of the things I want to do next year is have my car repainted or wrapped or something, because I do have an older model car and she's kind of gotten scuffed up and roughed up. So I know that's one of my goals for next year, is to have the car painted. So that's going to be something that I write down. And then I did just a year at a glance with Monday start or Sunday start. These are just good to have on your desk, or if you wanted to cut them up and put them in your journals or planners or whatever, you could do that. But like I said, I did Sunday or Monday starts, depending on how you like your weeks to start. So those 2 are another listing. I was on a book review kick. These next few are probably going to be all book reviews. So I did this general one for myself this year. And to be perfectly honest, I fell off of them. I was doing really good, but then, I don't know, maybe 3rd quarter, I just forgot about doing these. So I did one for audio books and then for paper or Kindle, where you're not listening to the book. So these, I believe these 2 are included, audio or the physical or digital copy books. I did like using them, but like I said, just I guess life and everything got busy, so I stopped tracking it for myself. But I did like doing these. So these are on my shop also. And then I did a 100 book challenge sheet for people to, if you just want to check off, and it's 100 books, but you know, if you just want to read 10 books, you just have that there, and then you can track, you know, or 1 book a month, so then 12. You can just use it for that. If you're not really into tracking your books, or you're just wanting to start, this would be a good start, where you just color it in, or maybe if you write small, you could put the title on the book or around it or something, if you're interested in that. Or if you just want to know how many books you read, this is a good way to track it. I did a gratitude journal page, pretty self-explanatory. Again, I wish I had printed these smaller, because what I'm thinking right now is if I print them a little bit smaller, well, I don't know if I could do 2 or 4 to a page, but then I could just print these like on sticker paper or regular paper and then just glue them into a journal. That way I have the prompts ready and I don't have to really worry about it. I know it might be double the work, but that's okay. So that's a printable also. And then I did habit tracker, 7 habits that you want to track for a month at a time. Again, pretty self-explanatory. It's just something if you're wanting to start tracking things. Like sometimes I don't really want to track a lot of things. I just want to track like 1 or 2 things for the month. Like if I'm journaling or exercise or sleeping 8 hours, whatever. Or if I share, you could also do this like for sharing on socials, whichever that is for you. Like if you know, post on YouTube, or how many reels you did in a month on Instagram or TikTok or whatever. Basically just whatever you want to track or keep note of. And then I did these 2 pages for follower trackers. For this one's blank. I did a blank option so that people can, you know, choose whatever they want. And then this one I filled in TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And then you can track your count each month if that's something that you're interested in. Or on this one, you could, if there's other socials out there, like isn't Lemonade, or I just heard about Blue Sky, all these other social apps that are coming up, you could use this here. Or, you know, if you don't, like if Facebook, if that's not one of them, you could just use this to track whatever following you want. Or if you have multiple channels on YouTube or TikTok or whatever, that's something you could do. And then there's a notes section down here. Then I did these reading trackers and book review. 2 pages are included. This one self-explanatory. There's 2 on each sheet just to track your reading. Well, this one's a page count, but you can always white this out and do like audio length or something if you are an audiobook person. Or if you are reading the physical copy but also listening to one, you know, you could note that on both. Like if you like the book but then the narrator, you aren't liking the narrator or something, like, you know, I don't know. You could just figure it out if you want to use both of these for one book. Something you really liked about the narrator, maybe not so much that you don't like, but what you do like about the narrator, you can put that down here. And then the book review, you could print a picture to put here, and then all the info, your rating and your review, and if you have a favorite quote or something that you like about the book. Then I did these 4 pages are included in this next printable. It's the 100 book challenge, 75, 50, and 25. And again, you just write in your book title and color it in. You could categorize it, you know, if you are a romance reader or fantasy or nonfiction, mystery, thriller, however, you know, you can color code your books if that's something that you want to do for any of these. All 4 of these are included in the printable. Okay, so then this is our final one. I did a subscription tracker to basically see where my money's going, you know, like and you can track your, like, whatever streaming subscriptions you have, or your general bills, like your light bill, your phone bill, again, any streaming apps or any like miscellaneous things that you use, and you want to be a paper to pen or pen to paper person, or you have this visual thing tracking it for you, like any box subscriptions that you do, like Book of the Month or FabFitFun, or like Spotify, Amazon, Apple, whatever, any kind of music, or basically any app that you pay for, or any bills that you pay on a monthly basis or weekly, you know, well, I don't know about weekly, but anyway, you can put the subscription here, what you pay, when it's due, how frequent you do it. Like some of the streaming services, I know for myself, I would do the yearly thing and it wasn't like a monthly subscription. So that's just what that is, whether it's month or year or whatever. And then how you're going to pay for it, like what credit card or bank info you want to write down. So yeah, so I didn't intend for this to be me going through each printable that I have in my shop, but I started and then didn't stop. So these are the printables that I have available in my shop, like I said, and I will definitely be using these for myself in all my planners, which is why I pulled these out to begin with. But since I started going through them with you, I just went through all of them. And it's kind of going to be like, I feel like the first couple of months of the year, you're testing out new things. So even though I printed these doesn't mean that I'm going to use them the whole year. But I know some people like this style or that style or whatever else, just to give some ideas. Let me try to put all my book ones together. So there's that. So yeah, so I'll have to see exactly what it is that I'm going to use for the year, see what works for me. And I know I did a video showing you all of those habit trackers that I got from Kell of a Plan, and I'll be using those too. I'll probably be using those more of a week-to-week basis, and then these could be like my general, like, you know, the main tracker that I go back and fill in. That's what it is. So I could always keep this, like if I'm reading in bed or reading on the couch or something, I can keep this list handy for me just so that I can write down my thoughts, or, you know, my ratings, not my thoughts. I don't know what I'm saying. So yeah, so then there's this book. Then we have the monthly outlook, the habit tracker, follower count, gratitude, goals, and year at a glance. So now I have to see what I'm going to want to do and where I'm going to put all of these. And I may have to reprint them so that they can fit into the classics, because I don't know that I'll be using any of these printables in here, because that's going to be my moon phase planner thing. I don't know. I might actually keep this near. I have these big dry erase boards, monthly planners, so I might keep one of these next to it so I can just date the months. I have it 2 months at a time, but I'm thinking next year I'm going to try to do 3 months at a time so that I can kind of pre-plan and look at my months in a quarterly basis. So yeah, I might keep this one near that wall. I might just pin it up to that wall. So this one is my Alice in Wonderland. You know what? Hold on. Let me move this out of the way. So this one is just kind of like all over the place, if I'm being honest. I don't know what I'm going to use this one for. It might change month to month. So for my Alice one, I know these are the ones I said I need to redate because I thought it was an 18-month and it wasn't. It was July to December, starting 24. I talk about that in my 25 planner video if you want to look at that. But so this one, I already know I have to redate the second half of the year. And these are things, depending on what I track here, then I could use this as like a mood tracker thing to just say like, because I don't always keep up to date with that. And sometimes I go back to my planner to see what I was doing or if I wrote in anything like about my mood. So maybe I could write that here, what my mood is for the day, and then transfer that over. That could be a good thing. Let's see. I said for the months, I could track health or fitness. So I could use this month, all the months, to track my weight and then my steps. I could do that. Let's write this down. So we're going to do weight and steps. Should have rethought this. For the month, the insert, I could track my mood, write it on here. Let's do that. So that could take care of that. And then I could use this basically as a checklist of things that I do or need to do on those days, possibly. I'll keep that one. I know I had said on that note that I could track the videos, and maybe I will if this doesn't work out as a daily to do. Okay, maybe that's what I need to do. Instead of that being a daily to do, maybe I can do like each section is something different. Like if I do YouTube here, I can plan out if I'm going to do a video or a short or whatever. This could be Instagram and this could be Facebook, because I do have Facebook pages for my business. So maybe that's something. I'm really thinking this out with y'all because I really don't know. I had tried doing that before. I think it was not this past year, maybe the last year or two. I tried using this for socials and that didn't work out. So like on a week-to-week basis, I need to see it as in like a month view for work as far as it goes with socials. So maybe I will stick to daily to-dos with this one. That might have to be it. Okay. Yeah, because then I can just keep this on my desk, keep it handy. Yeah, I might do that. Okay, so that's one. And the 25 planner video, that's more of it was a flip through and also a general thing where I was guessing what I was going to use these for. Or, tentatively, not guessing, but trying to figure it out. So this is going to be my work planner. Pretty self-explanatory. Maybe these months I can do, I glued these together. What was over here? Okay, this was the 18-month planner. So this is the first 6 months that I glued together. So these I could use for events or sales that I'm gonna run. Okay, in my boutiques or in my online shops or whatever. That's what these are going to be. These I will end up using. What I started doing this month in my current work planner, I started tracking my sales. I use the little habit tracker stickers that I got from Kelva Plan, and I use the keys there to track where I'm making sales in what shop. So it's all color coded. So I might end up doing that each month on here, kind of basically reworking this, like instead of take note, important priorities. Well, priorities I will be putting like what I'm going to focus on for this month or what I need to work on, for upcoming months. So yeah, so that's probably what I'm going to use those for. The monthly, again, I'll probably do general things like when my bills are going to be due and if there are any events happening in the boutique or online, just to have it here with the months instead of always having to go back to these. I might transfer them over, or maybe a little bit more detailed. And then the weekly, I also might track any sales I get or any big things happening. I really don't know. And these, I can already tell you, these I probably won't be decorating in or sharing publicly because, it's work or my health. So I don't really want to be putting that out there for people to see. Plus I won't be decorating them. Like if anything, it'll be minimal, like checklist stickers or nothing decorative. So, okay, so that's gonna be my work. I knew that one pretty well. This one, okay, this one I said reading. I think on these, I'm gonna track when I start and finish a book, just general. Or, yeah, I can do start and end dates, reading, but also I use the Libby app for the audiobooks, from the, if you don't know, Libby is a free app you can use that is attached to your local library. And I get a lot of books from the library through the app. Before 2020, I was going to the library and getting the physical copies. Since then, I've moved on to the app for audio. You can get the digital version if you'd rather read, but because it's on my phone and everything like that, I just do it with audiobooks. I could also put on here when I have my Libby loans. If I don't do the start and end dates, I could do the Libby loan dates, because you get 2 weeks with them. They give you 14 days to have the books. And if there's no wait list, you can extend your loan. But if they are, usually I read within the 2 weeks, but then sometimes, I forget about them and I'll get like, oh, book's about to be returned. And if I can't extend my loan and I know I'm not going to be able to read it in those next couple of days, you can place a hold for the book. Or more popular books, you place holds and then eventually you get the books sent to your phone. You'll get a little notification saying your book is ready. So Libby's a good app to use. And again, it's associated with your local library. So I like having it. Okay, so there's that. I don't know that I'll be using the monthlies, unless again, it's gonna be similar to this where, or maybe I'll just use highlighters and say like, I read this book here, and then just highlight it with whatever color. If I want to color code my books, I could do that and just use a highlighter to say I read this book here, took me this many days or whatever. Or I could color code them. I could color code them by genre, 1 to 5 stars. So that could be cute if I write that here. Again, we'll see. Let's see. Color code dates. And do that. I have to write it down or I won't remember what I said. And these, maybe I could do summaries or something in here, or when I start the book. It's kind of a lot of repetition, really. When, at least for me, it seems like a lot of repetition that I'm going to be doing, just transferring info week to week. But yeah, I could put, if I'm reading something from the library or one of my own, when I start, and then when I finish, I could write a little summary in it. Maybe, I don't know. Or I could just completely change my mind what I use each planner for. Again, I can start out as one thing that we're talking about right now, and halfway through January, if I'm not using it or I find a better way to use it, I'm going to end up changing it. So we'll just have to wait and see. But I'll keep it as that for now. Okay, so then this is going to be my catch-all. I wrote down the little Craft Fest event so that I can remember to put it in here when I'm ready. So let's see. Let's go to April. I don't know that the tickets are out yet. But this will just be, it's a catch-all. So it's going to be whatever I write in here. Maybe a catch-all or memory thing. I know in June, I believe it's going to be June, this year's workshop week. So I usually write that in here. And this might, just be the decorative planner that I share, where I do the before the pins and all that stuff. So yeah, we'll see what I'm going to use it for. If it's just going to be generalized things, or maybe I'll just decorate in it and not even show it. Not show it. Decorate it with y'all, but then not even actually like write into it. It could just be like a creative thing. I don't know. More than likely I'm going to be writing in it. And I'm beginning to feel overwhelmed with it all, if you can't tell. Okay, so then the final one, I'm keeping this sticker book out with it because in here they have the stickers for zodiac signs, when it's Aries season, Taurus, Virgo, whatever. Because again, this will be my woo-woo planner. I'll do the moon phases, the zodiac seasons, any kind of planetary shifts going on, or Mercury retrogrades, all that stuff. Yes, I'm a woo-woo person, so I'm going to track that. And then also what's going on with me during those times. Like, I know when the moon is in Cancer, I'm very emotional and I cry a lot. so I can write that down. Or like today, Pluto is in Aquarius for the next however many years, so I can track those kind of things. Basically, that's what I'm talking about when I talk about the planets. And I know I've been seeing online, I haven't looked it up, but I've been seeing online January 25th, all of the planets are going to be aligned, so that's something to note. But again, I haven't double checked it, so don't quote me. But yeah, this will end up being something that I write in the moon and planets and zodiac, astrology, tarot type of thing. Yeah, that might be it. Okay, if I do tarot spreads, I could note that in here. On a weekly basis, if I pull 3 cards, I could write that in there or something. I don't know. I'm just gonna be winging it, y'all. Next year feels like I'm just gonna be winging it with the planners. So with that, I still have the journals that I talked about where I journal in. So I haven't even included those because remember I said, well, in the other video, if you've seen it, you'll remember I said I would use a journal each month or quarter. Yeah, no, I said quarter because I had 4 of them. Where I could just write out things. I still might use them or I may not because I have so many planners. So now I don't know. Maybe one of these planners will end up being a journaling planner instead of the actual journal notebooks that I have. Let's see. I know this one for sure is going to be work. I know that. And I think I really like having this as my daily to-do list and health and fitness thing for the monthlies. Yeah, I like that for that one. So now I like having this one for my moon astrology stuff. So that'll be that for sure. These 2, one of these may become the journal thing that I do. Affirmations or journaling instead of a reading planner. It may turn into my journal because like I said, this year using a planner, I'm using a big planner for my journaling, and I just kind of it minimizes me as far as what I'm gonna write. You know, it gives me minimal space so I don't feel pressured to have to fill in a whole page because sometimes that can be daunting, but then also, you know, it minimizes me so I can't write. Like some days I want to write more, so then I just insert pages. So I don't know what it's gonna be. I'm pretty sure this will be my catch-all, just a general overview, since this one is going to be my daily to-dos. Yeah, this will end up being just a general catch-all, whatever I want to put in there. Or instead of this being, okay, since I talked about doing the months as, thank you for putting up with me and my neuroses right now. Since I talked about this being like the weigh-ins and steps and stuff, instead of these being to-dos, daily to-dos, maybe I track my meals. Maybe that's something that I need to do, and like this can be really a health and wellness planner for myself. Because sometimes, I don't know if other people do this, but sometimes I don't remember what I had for dinner a few days ago, or like if I have leftovers, and then I'm like, oh, when did I make this? When did we have this? Can I still eat it? Like, is it still good, you know? So this might be something that I use just for health and wellness. And yeah, I could track my meals. That might be better so that it doesn't swap between daily to-dos and then my check-ins and stuff like that. Yeah, I think I like that. And whether or not I cook at home or I eat out or whatever, that way I can track that. Because next year I really do want to start, well, not start because I've already started this year, but I really want to work on my health next year. So yeah, this will be the health and wellness overall instead of the daily to-dos. I think I like that better. And again, this will be my catch-all. This year, my catch-all kind of is my weekly to-do list. Like in here, I normally do a checklist and it says this week. So this will probably be it. If I do a daily to-do list, that could be an extra sheet. And that could, oh hell, maybe I'll use the journals for that. I'm very overwhelmed with myself right now, if you can't tell. Okay, so this year I'm flipping to a blank page so y'all don't see exactly what I'm working on, but because there are personal things on there. So I've been using this for my like daily things that I need to do or have done, because I am one that goes back and writes in so I can cross it off. This is what I've been using for my like daily to-do lists, and I'm gonna run out before the end of January. So I could then transfer it over to this one. I really don't know, y'all. I really don't know. This is the one that I don't even know that I'll end up using. Because, you know, if you're a planner and you use multiple planners, you know, sometimes like it just doesn't work out. So I have the best intentions of using all of these planners, but for this one I really don't know what I'm going to end up using it for. So we'll see. Will it be reading? Will it be daily to-dos? We'll find out together, because I don't know right now. Okay, my mood trackers, yeah, these are going to be too big to use in this classic, so I probably will have to reprint them. And to be perfectly honest, since it's for me and I'll probably end up gluing it down on another page in here, I'm probably just going to print it on the opposite side to save paper. And then I want to be wasteful, so I might do that and then either stick it in here or glue it down to a page. I'm not sure yet. But the mood trackers, and then like I said, the whatever else I'm gonna track, that can go in here. Yeah, that's gonna be way too big. Even, I mean, unless I just cut this down and then piece it together, but I know I'm not gonna do that. So there's that. Let's see. Okay, here are all the book trackers. So for now, let's say they're gonna go in here. Yeah, these aren't gonna, this one should fit. No, it still won't. Well, maybe. I don't know. I did it 90%, so we'll see. I'm going to keep all of these book trackers with this one. Just go back there. Work, I'm going to do this monthly outlook. And maybe I'll do the habit tracker with this one so that I can follower count. So that I can track the days that I post on what? You know, on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Well, YouTube is not work, so okay, maybe that will just be thrown in here with it, but, or maybe I'll print another one, I don't know. But yeah, that'll be when I'm tracking reels and things, you know, posts, pictures and stuff. Gratitude and goals. So let's see. I don't really have anything to go into big planner, my moon planner, but maybe gratitude journal will be something that I can put in there, because I talked about how I'm feeling and everything like that. So I'll put that with that. If you can't tell, I don't just sell the printables, like I actually use them. So there's the work, there's the reading, health and wellness with my mood trackers, then my catch-all. Maybe my catch-all will hold these, the bucket list and the goals for the year. I'm thinking that's what I'm gonna do. And in case you're wondering, for the reading journal or the book trackers, I probably won't use all of them, just to be fully transparent. I probably won't use all of them, but I just stuck them in there to see what I will end up using. So yeah, okay, I'm gonna have to cut these down. Maybe I can put that here for my goals just as a reminder. I can glue it down, or I can just insert it right in the front so that I remember, or throw it in here. I don't know what I'm going to use all of these for. These might end up being, these pages might end up being something I come back to at the end of the month. Or maybe I'll make it like a currently page, because I have a ton of stickers from Kelva Plan that are the currently, you know, currently reading, currently watching, those kind of things. So I might turn this into that, because I don't normally do that. But like I said, I have the stickers, so I need to start using them. So yeah, okay. So this will be where I keep the goals. I'll glue it or insert it somewhere to remember. I'll probably put it up here so that every time I open my planner, it's the first thing I see, so that I can stay in alignment with what I want to do. And maybe the bucket list I can put in the back end to see an end of year thing. I can go right down here, technically glue it down in here, and check off whatever I've done, if anything. Yeah. Okay, maybe that's what I'll do. I can put my main 25, this one, in the front, so that it can be a reminder to me. And then I can also transfer those 25 back here, plus any extras that I think of, or going into the future years, and just, you know, surprise myself and see what exactly I've done for the year. Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go reprint these to smaller sizes so I can put them into these planners. Thank you for hanging out with me today and for putting up with my craziness with these planners. And yeah, I will talk to y'all later.